Hello, hashtag listen family. It's Callie Hendricks here, back with another episode of The Theatre. And of course, we are coming from the Quinton Art Institute here in Cape Town. Now, my guest today is Quinton Manuels. How are you doing?
I'm well, Kelly. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thanks.
Welcome to hashtag listen. It's such a
Oh,
pleasure to have you here.
thank you for having me.
Yes, so Quinton, you wear many hats.
Yeah.
Can you give us a brief, just a brief intro of who you are and what exactly it is that you do?
Yeah. Is this a series? Because I'll take it to a few seasons. I'm telling you. Listen, my base, and
Yeah.
I'm proudly, I come from the church.
Sure.
That's where it all started. And the primary school just enhanced that.
Yeah.
So arts and stage has been my life from since I can remember.
Sure.
So it started off there. So many of people say, where did you study? But the honest truth is, it came from my community, from my
Sure.
church.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
grew into, in our communities, we
Yeah.
play instruments in church.
Sure.
And in school choir, we sing. So all of this made me into who I am today.
Yes.
And
yes.
then, yeah, the journey.
Yeah.
The journey.
Amazing. So you would say you'd call yourself a gospel comedian, and that.
Well, if I would be, I would get the honors to be
Yes.
called such a thing.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
gospel is but just the good news.
yes,
So if
yes.
I can link myself
Yeah.
to good news, bringing it through the vehicle of comedy, why not?
Yeah, and I mean it's such a unique and distinguished way to position yourself amongst other comedians. How have you experienced that?
Yeah. Pioneering stuff has got its goods and its bads.
Yes.
The bad's more to who's my point of reference,
Yeah,
because
sure.
I don't want to go below the belt,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want to be funny. And so
Yes, yes.
what will people laugh at?
Yeah.
But I think discovering myself, specifically in the comedian side of who I
Yes,
am,
yes.
the color in the rainbow, was more
Yeah.
automatic. Although I'm
Yeah.
Quinton Manuels,
Sure.
that was more automatic. That's just my family. That's just where I found myself the confidence to speak, and the
Yeah.
way I presented. I
Yeah.
found, oh, but this is humoristic.
Yes,
This
yes.
can go into comedy. This
Yeah.
is comedy.
Sure.
And that's why I found.
Yeah, great, man. So you're a comedian, like we just
Yeah,
said. You're also
yeah.
a radio host. You're an artist, a
Yeah.
content creator. How do you balance all of those different roles, and how do you find that constant creative outlet?
I think the point, thank you for asking that type of question, so I can go into it myself.
Yes,
You know, once you start finding who you are, you will present what you want to at that specific time.
Yeah, yeah.
If I've got a song, this is a
Yeah.
happy day. Oh, happy day.
Come on, man.
But then you go into music. Then
Yes.
for that day, that's music.
Yeah,
You walk past someone
Mm-hmm.
that's funny. You take from there, you improv what you've seen. That's
Yes.
just you. I don't think people must pressurize themselves so
Sure.
much
Yeah.
into trying to be today. I'm just gonna,
Yeah, yeah,
let
yeah.
it flow.
Yeah.
Let the rivers flow.
Come on.
So I don't take the pressure. So in terms of finding, and balance to me is something big, and I found this to find balance. Just be you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Take me through your radio career. Where did you start?
It was first because I did what I did. I think music. Then you always go to radio, and they would find, no, let Quinton speak.
Sure.
I used to sing.
Yeah,
I used
yeah.
to be a musician
Yeah.
for choir, and then we did well. And so we'd go on the radio, and they would say, I would speak, and then the radio people would say, hey, but this guy, he's got something
Sure.
here,
Yes, yeah,
And so
yeah.
they approached me.
Yeah.
Why don't you just come and co-host? And I really enjoy doing radio, although I'm not on now.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love
Yeah.
engaging with the crowd.
Yes.
It can be as many people that I want it to be in my mind,
Yes. Yes.
and just flow. And I love people. Bottom line,
Yes. Yes.
I just love people. So radio, yeah. You're making me want to go back now. But I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. That's
yes.
just the hit. So they approached me to say, listen here, why don't you just
Yeah.
Don't you wanna?
Be a co-host.
Yeah,
Yeah.
co-host, because you've got the comedy thing, you've got the
Sure.
music, you've got the
Yeah.
musician thing.
Yeah.
It would be just good, and it did work.
Yes, it did work.
Yeah.
Sure. And now you find yourself on different social media platforms.
Yeah, at first I prohibited myself from, because I know how busy it can be.
Yes.
This life. I love people. I love nature. But I love balance.
Yeah.
Like you said, finding the balance. So to me, balance is the key thing.
Yes.
Is the key thing element in anything that I do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to talk about such a lot of things of what you're asking. You're opening it. You're opening such a lot of ads from radio.
This is the platform to do that.
But Kelly, hashtag listen to everybody's watching.
Yeah.
I just want to live this life. I don't know how you guys feel, especially in the arts, and that after COVID,
yes,
what we've learned it can change in a bit.
Sure.
So for me, I think it's part of my character to have all these hats. To be a rainbow. That's the luxury, I would think, of what God has placed.
And just to live out everything that God has placed inside of you.
I'm telling you, and I find that, and the older I get, I'm not very old. I'm not very old, but the older I get, the more comfortable I get with being who I am, with being Quinton. And recently, what I've discovered is many times we taught to love your neighbor. The as yourself part is not as big. And recently I've started loving myself, and I'm a baby in that journey.
Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. What would you say are some of the things that ground you and make you Quinton Manuels?
Experiences in life. This is kind of deep, and I didn't want to go there today, but I lost a daughter. And I questioned a lot of things, and my mom told me this one day. She said, you know what, how will you ever be able to speak to the thousands of people that you do speak to without experience? So God is going to take you through it, but he'll never leave you. Nor will he forsake you. So we'll give you the experience, and he's enabling you. So that when you engage with the crowd, with the thousands, with the one-on-ones, you engage from a point of experience.
And there's always this saying that God will take the mess and turn it into a message.
Who told you that about me? they said something about me. That's me. That's me. In all my mess, God makes me, and is still making me a messenger.
And what would you say right now, the Quinton Manuels right now, is that message to, people out there?
We just highlighted. We just give, when we preach a sermon, this is the title of my sermon, from mess to messenger. I've messed up a lot, On our way even to the studios, I spoke to my fiance. I told her, you know what? If I look at how many people I've lost as well, so I can't speak from a point of pointing finger. Hey, you, not judge. I'll speak from a point of let us do better. So I'm now there. Let us do. I'm not gonna you. I'm gonna we. They had a topic of prisoners. Now, if you haven't worked in prison, you wouldn't know that you can be a prisoner still today, not even tomorrow. So one decision later, and you're there.
Quinton, this journey that you're on currently, loving yourself. How does that play into your comedy?
It gives me, I almost jumped up because I'm getting excited here. It gives me a confidence. A confidence that I never even knew existed. That's the thing. It awakens something that you never knew was there. But once you engage, you're like, I was thirsty. Feed me till I want no more. And then you grow into knowing that you don't know everything. You grow into knowing that I don't know.
And the exciting part is that there's so much more.
There's so much more. I never emphasized the part of as yourself. I was on a golf tour with a buddy of mine, and we were playing, and I just had this feeling I don't deserve this.
Sure.
You know, the things that we do or we did at the time is not that I can afford to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in all honesty, I can't afford this.
Yeah.
I've got kids, I've got things to take
do
care
at
of.
home.
This is real life. I can't go around playing golf. I must go work, man. What are you doing? And this guy pays me and a lot of money just to go and play golf and have fun. And I'm like, Lord, I don't deserve this.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's where it birthed of how can you truly say you love your neighbor if you don't even love yourself?
Sure.
If you are the standard,
yeah,
how are you loving your neighbor?
Sure. Wow. You know,
so I'm a baby, and the more I get, in all my getting, I get understanding. The more I get to know me, and the more I love myself, the more I know I've got still got a lot to learn.
Yes,
I can't even give you much advice as to tell you that there is that element to life where you can love yourself.
Yeah.
Not love yourself by wearing less clothes.
Yeah, sure.
Truly love yourself.
Yeah, by going inside and tapping into, you know.
There we go.
And you've been on stages before, you know. You one of the few comedians to actually incorporate music into your comedy. What was that experience like, and how did the audience receive that?
Ooh. Many a times I sit down and I think, Lord, I'm so undeserved of this. You know, but when you look back, I've been a musician.
Sure.
I sang.
Yeah.
I've been on the stages in that capacities.
Yeah.
So I've engaged with audiences in that capacity. So when the comedy thing came along, it's just easy. It's now my testimonies. It's like I was formed there. They gave me the wheels there, and then they gave the seats there, and now I'm driving the car.
Sure. Wow. Sure.
And it's funny because a lot of the audience, they grew with me. So in the audience you'll find people that love the music. They loved the music part of it. They loved the musicianship.
Yeah.
The vocals.
Yeah.
They loved this or that. But all of them, and then we became like a family.
Sure.
So now I've got people, and I don't like calling them fans. It's supporters. It's my brothers and my sisters. Yeah. Because I'm actually serving you.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. It's the community that you serve.
It's the community, and I love it.
Yeah.
They've received it very well. I mean, through a lot. I have disappointed people. Sure. I can't sit here and think that I'm just shining gold.
Yes.
You know, I have disappointed in the past, but people stuck because I think they knew me. They know my heart.
Yeah.
I'm transparent enough for people, and sometimes too much.
Sure.
I think too much. I'm a bit too honest at times.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, that's just Quinton.
Yes.
And I think my journey adds to the fact that now I'm hey man, hey. This is me.
That's you.
You know, you don't want to accept me, then goeie lange.
Yeah.
You know, go. That's fine.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. Being an artist in South Africa, being a comedian, you know, it comes with a lot of challenges, especially when someone that hosts shows.
Yeah.
What have been some of the challenges that you've had to experience, and what lessons did you learn from that?
Yeah, being a host challenge. Do you know what happened? Can I say this one story? Sure. I need to share this. My foundation is gospel, so church. And the school booked me once. And it's a Christian school.
Sure.
It's a Christian school. Not banging any Christian schools. And I went to this thing. It was a la-di-da thing. I got there and I got briefed. I can't tell Christian jokes.
Sure.
I can't sing this. I can't sing. But everything they're mentioning, it's who I am. I'm thinking, but guys, are you sure you booked me? You've seen my videos. You've seen me performing. And it was the toughest out of all my gigs that I've ever done.
Sure.
I didn't want to... The craziest thing, when I went off, the guy that came after me, he did all my jokes and all the things that they told me that I wasn't supposed to. And the crowd had a ball of a time.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, Lord, what is this lesson?
Yeah.
You're asking about lessons.
Yes,
What
yes.
lesson is this? I walked out of there. They ran after me. I didn't want the pay.
Sure.
It was the worst thing for me ever.
Yeah.
But that made me to grow within myself as to. That's why when I go on stage now, this is the lesson. That's why when I go on stage, I'll tell you I'm going to enjoy myself without your approval.
Sure.
So I'm not bothered if you this or that.
Yeah.
And the thing with that then is it's contagious. It rolls over to you.
Yeah.
So I've learned that.
Yeah.
I've learned that if it's like a virus.
Sure.
If I sneeze, it falls on you.
Yes,
You get sick. Such is entertainment or the gift of arts.
Sure.
Creative arts. It's like that. It's contagious.
Sure.
You get that? So in South Africa, I think, we've got our ups and our downs, and I think our people matured, our crowd matured over time as to they can now discern. This guy he's just making light of a serious thing, but his heart is pure.
Sure.
And that's my strive, that the crowd would, if it is something that I'm touching on, a sensitive topic, they would know that my heart is pure. It comes from a good place. My fountain is pure. So yeah, that to me.
That's been the lesson.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the biggest milestone in your career up to now?
Woo.
If you had to pick just one.
I would probably walk out of $1 million room if I had to, because every time it's just bigger. It's just bigger because I did the arenas. I did those things that you would normally think. Oh,
that was your biggest
you had
moment.
Thousands of people at a show.
Yeah.
But then I have the one-on-ones with somebody on street. Can I go here? Can I go here? This to me changed my life.
Sure.
We once went to perform in PE, and we were walking on the beach.
Sure.
And I just have this heart. My mom also loves doing this. If there's street people, I want to go and have a chat to you. I don't think more of myself, even with people on street.
Sure.
So I'll sit next to you. I'll share what I have to you. That's why still today I have a heart to give to those, and I don't proclaim it to the world to know.
Sure.
Then I went to go and sit with this guy, and I gave him my food.
Sure.
Kentucky for me at grade 9 was a delicacy, like going to Zibby. So I had my Kentucky. I was in school still. But I gave my food to this guy because to me, he needed it more.
Yeah, sure.
And I sat down with him, and he told me, but he is a actually qualified principal.
Sure.
Things happened at home, and he couldn't face it. And I had the privilege to kind of steer him and lead him back home, back to his previous life, being a principal, and now you're on streets.
Sure.
Now that to me is much bigger than standing in front of tens of thousands of people and introducing whoever.
Yeah.
So that if a milestone was ever to be, that would things like that would probably be it.
Sure. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That is
That's
amazing.
my heart. I want to cry now.
Do you have tissues, anyone?
I want to cry now. But yeah, that to me is...
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. And I think it's so important that you mention you were still in school.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes when you're in school and you think of going to the principal's office.
Yeah.
It is such a scary
tell me
thing,
about it.
You know?
I talk for a living now. Can you imagine school? You know what? We used to sit right in front, right in the naughty kids.
Yes.
Our class, we sit right in front, and we decide. Sorry to go here.
Yeah, please.
But that's the school. This was school for me. They would know we about 4, 5 friends.
Yeah.
We used to rule.
Sure.
We make sure. Actually, the one guy was Wade van Niekerk's uncle.
Okay.
Me and him, we worked closely.
Wow.
It was crazy, you know. And we'll decide if this class wants to have class with this teacher today.
Okay.
Yeah, and we decide the tone of the day. Yeah, the lesson, whatever. And we'll scratch in the teacher's back to see what she brought for us to eat. Big time. And she'll be sitting there.
Sure.
Yeah. I had the best schooling years ever.
Sure.
With in grade 11 and 12, I don't think I had school bags, but my work was done.
Okay, but
I passed.
you managed to finish school, and here you are.
To my
today.
surprise as well.
Here you are today, so that is all that matters.
Yeah. I've made it. Look, Mama, I made it.
Yeah, this is probably one of those moments.
Yeah.
Do not try this at home.
That is exactly that. And that's why I don't speak a lot to my kids about schoolwork. I'm not worthy.
No.
I'm not worthy.
Well, at least you can tell them, don't do it the way I did.
Oh, yeah. But I don't want to go there, my pride. I don't want to talk about school.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Yeah, sure. But I think it is important that, in this time, in this day and age, and especially when you're someone that people look up to, even when, it's not something that you want, but just for the pure fact that you are on a stage. There are people who aspire to be, and what advice, I would say, very humble.
Thank you so much.
Even though
Honored.
you have achieved such great things. What would you say to, the younger kids who are aspiring to be on stages, perform with orchestras and be on TV or be on radio or, have the thousands of views, millions of views on social media? Just for them to not go astray, because those things can lead you astray.
Yeah. If it's who you are, be that.
Sure.
If it's who you are, don't try and be somebody else. Be true to yourself. You'll tire yourself.
Sure.
Trying to be Quinton Manuels. I can inspire you. So my inspiration, my word of inspiration to you would be just be yourself.
Sure.
Find you. And celebrate you. If you were to be blue, be blue. Let yellow be yellow.
Yes.
Be blue and you'll see, because people seek for something new.
Yes.
And you are the something new.
Yes. Come on.
Let me be the inspiration. Yes, thank God for that.
Sure.
But I've learned that I don't want to take that glory, because it doesn't belong to me. Even if you listen to my story, you'll know that the glory doesn't belong to me. So and if in anything there's a greater power.
Yeah.
There is a greater power.
Sure. Wow, that's brilliant. If you could collaborate with any artist or comedian, living or have passed on, who would you collaborate with, and why?
Do you know what? It's still a dream of mine to. I'm a very old soul. I'm a Ron Canoli and that type of guys. Alvin Slaughter, them. No one is perfect.
Sure.
I probably don't have someone that I can say that person, because I've learned in life. So my thing is, I'll wait. I've got for eternity in heaven to speak to Jesus. I'll wait. I'll ask him, why did you do that?
Sure.
I might have learned the lesson, but can't you have chosen something else? Can't you have given it to me in a dream? Why did you have to take away?
Sure.
I'll wait. I'll sit at the stream with my feeties, with the bunions. I'll sit there and I'll wait. I'll wait. Oh, you were Jesus, okay. Then Joseph and Abraham then would walk. And I don't talk to you. I've nothing to tell you. I'm waiting on him.
Sure.
Because I wanna chat. But collaborate, it would be the older guys. In music, in comedy. I'm not the type of person to idolize people.
Sure. Yeah.
My inspirations is guys like my dad.
Sure.
I've seen what he had to go through in order to be obedient to his calling.
Sure.
So that to me, you ask somebody that passed on, if I were to be my dad's age, I would have wanted him to be my bestie.
Sure. Wow. Wow. I've never heard someone explain it like that. That's amazing. Sure. Wow.
That's the first time I heard.
The first time you hear
That's
it.
That's why I'm present tense still. I'm hearing it still.
You're hearing it still.
And that makes that awakens something within me as to my daily living now. As to how do you choose those that you choose to spend your life with.
Yeah.
If you had the 1 day, 2 days, 3 days left to live,
sure.
would the circle that you're in now be the circle that you want to be in, saying goodbye to everybody?
Sure. Yeah. You.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. So that is always the
yes.
message in jokes that I make.
Yes.
So you laugh at it.
Yeah.
But it gives
you something to
and then you'll come and
about.
speak to me about it, and then I give you the message.
Sure.
The one-on-one.
Yeah.
Don't tell. Like when Jesus used to heal people, don't tell the people. But he knows the people will see it.
Yes.
So 100%. I'll tell you, in front of the crowd. You're laughing, and then when you come, I give it to you.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, so we're gonna have a chat when the camera's
off.
But tell me, Quinton, if you what are you currently working on? What exciting projects are in the pipeline over the next couple of months and years?
Do you know what? I'm of the opinion that we've got dates that we're not. It's not big enough that we can do it.
Yeah.
We've got Christian dates that we can celebrate.
Yeah.
There's dates and that's the performing side of things.
Yeah.
But currently for me, going forward, I've got this thing that I'm gonna start. It's a gathering of 25 and up.
Yeah.
There's a gap where we don't speak to each other.
Sure.
There's a gap that the people on stage can't. They can't speak about it in front of everybody. But if we gather, the same age, I can tell you, listen, I've got this problem. How did you deal with that?
Sure.
So I've got that gathering soon happening. It's going to launch soon.
Sure.
And I'm super excited. It's called Kuier Kerk.
Kuier Kerk.
So chill church.
Yeah.
It's just we come, we have muffins, coffee, blah, blah, blah. We sing, we laugh. I'm the presenter, I'm the host.
Yeah.
So I'll have a comedy slot about the topic at hand. And then we discuss.
Sure. Klink lekker.
Lekker.
Kaap te trekken.
Kom!
Quinton, to wrap up, I'm just going to do some rapid fire questions for you. Cool. So please try and answer as quickly as possible.
I'll try.
Okay. The first one. The funniest thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
I had to sing. And then when I had to do it, then I met. Yeah.
Okay.
And not too long ago, I fell at a wedding that I emceed.
Oh.
Embarrassing. Okay.
Okay. Did you also get up with it?
I did a flip.
That's even better. Okay. Second one. One thing about Quinton Manuels most people don't know.
I love Christmas.
Okay.
I love it more than my birthday. I love Christmas more than my birthday.
Did you get a lot of presents last year?
On which one?
The one you love the most?
No, but I'm cool with that. I love it. I love giving. I love it.
Okay, it's about the giving and not the gift.
And I'm sad. Boxing Day, the 26th.
Sure.
And I'm sad.
Okay.
Because Christmas is gone.
Okay. What's your go-to comfort food?
Woo! Probably curry.
Curry. Okay. Yes.
Some liquor curry.
Yeah.
The song. Did you make now curry? When we're done? Are we? Okay. Okay.
The song that always puts you in a good mood.
Don't worry about a thing.
Okay.
Every little thing is gonna be alright. Everything works out for the good.
Perfect.
Everything.
And then the last one, a dream project you'd love to work on in the future. You just mentioned Kuier Kerk. Is there something else?
Just a free gathering on Easter Sunday called Risen at the stadium.
Sure.
Where we go crazy.
Sure. I'm coming to the first one.
It's gonna be soon.
Yeah, I'm coming to the first one. Hold me to it. Yes. Quinton Manuels, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you share the podcast with me today.
Thank you, Callie. Thank you, #Listed.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of The Theatre. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Remember to like, comment, share this with your friends, and subscribe to all of our social media challenge so that you're updated on when we upload next. But for now, here from the Quinton Art Institute, Callie is signing out.